Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your 2020 Catalina Legacy 273 BHSCK travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to think about when you're parking this. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, besides leaving room for your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They're going to be all the way at the rear of the unit. Power cord's going to come out of the very rear, and then your city water connection for campsites is going to be behind your tires over here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. So it'll be raised or lower until your unit's level. Once you've got it level, next thing we'll do is stabilize it. I do want to mention, if you lose power under this rubber stopper right here, this small hand crank will fit down onto a bolt and get your tongue up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Again, once we got our unit level, next thing we'll do is stabilize it. I already started running these down to save a couple seconds, but I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, blacktop, keep them from sinking into hot blacktop in summer sometimes. Good investment. Use your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of those, put them down underneath there, and run these down just until they're taut. Again, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. You don't want to lift up the side of your unit and crank these down and expect them to hold your unit up. These are to stabilize it. Get it steady, get all 4 of them down just until it's taut. Once it feels like it's going to lift the unit, stop. You're already level. So get all 4 of them down, you got your unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. Starting back here with your power cord, which actually stores inside here. Tuck that away inside. Big long 30 amp cord. Should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 amp to 15 amp reducer. Got your unit plugged in, let's hook up your water. At campsites, we'll hook up to a city water connection. First and foremost, in your convenience pack will be a water pressure regulator. This one's going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know the water pressure at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Don't turn it on yet, you got one more step. Let's go find your hot water heater. Yours, I believe, is located over here on the campsite. Yeah, up toward your bedroom door. And all we're doing at this point, folks, just make sure your drain plug's back in here. Here's your hot water heater. Your anodine rod drain plug's down there. Go ahead and get that back in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. And after that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside, open up your slide if you have to, but get in there and open up your water lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines, sinks, showers, shut them off. Now you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping but not at a campsite. Then we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. 1, there's an overflow valve right here. Or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, remove that hose, put this cap on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp for power and water. Go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing right up here up front. With your propane, it does come with a cover and a regulator. It's pointed toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open, green means you've got gas. It turns red, switch tanks. You can put that in the middle and turn them both on for an automatic switch over, but I go ahead and put it 1 tank at a time, that way I know how much I use. Again, your batteries, check your battery power, make sure nothing wiggles loose. stabilizing jacks. We got a little level here, bubble level someone put on. Your pass-through storage. There's your gray tank, extra gray tank. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite, closing it up, dumping our tanks. Black and gray there. So you got an outdoor shower here. This is for the handle of the shower. Black tank flush. Again, we'll talk about that when we leave the campsite and dump our black and gray tanks. Cable and satellite hook up here for the campsites. Behind your stabilizing jack there is your low point drains. Keep this cover on your spare tire. Keeps it new. Keeps it from dry rotting. You're prepped for a backup camera. Coming up front here, we do have your outdoor kitchen. This is how that will hold up. Unsnap these. Pull this forward. Cooking area. You do get a little griddle. Here's an area that you can snap that up into for traveling. Make sure they're closed. Nice little outdoor fridge. Couple outdoor speakers. This is a vent for your hood range indoors. Access to the back of your fridge. 110 in cable if you want to bring a TV outside. Blue for your furnace. Couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of these. They do get hot. Also, we sell bug guards for those. Bug screens that you can put over top of those. Your fresh water. Again, your hot water heater. One more thing on that. If it doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. They are a reset for your 12 volt or 110. Down below our steps here is going to be our freshwater drain. It's usually located where your freshwater tank is. And then the other side of your pass-through storage. Well, it covers everything out here. Check out the inside. Alright, it's coming up beside your unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. Up and to my right as I come in, it'll be my control panel. Well, we'll check the levels of our battery. Fresh, that's the button I said to hold down when you're filling up your potable water. Black and gray tanks. Down here is where you'll turn on your water heater if hooked to gas. Here's where you turn on your water heater or your water pump if you're utilizing your fresh water. And interior and exterior lights. Your exterior light is going to be awning outside. Here's your awning control and your slide control. We'll utilize those in a moment. Cleaning up outside, so I don't want to bother them. We'll come back to those. Got a couple of speakers here. Your television. Just when you arrive at the campsite, go to your menu, go to your digital channel scan, and run a scan so that you can pick up all the local channels. Down below that is your sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, I believe DVD player or CD. I'm not sure. I don't recall. I used a few years back. But interior out, exterior speakers. I'm gonna find your. Here we go. AV auxiliary, FM. We went right past the FM. Let me get back to it. FM. Indoor and outdoor speakers are on. See if we can pick up a channel. Indoor. So indoor is going to be number 2. Number 1 is going to be. Pick up a lot of channels.
That should be a really encouraging idea.
A really nice sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth. Your television. Let's go to our fridge. Turn that on here. If that turns red, your gas is low. Pretty much it. All your controls for the different temperatures are going to be inside. Put that off here. Down below that's going to be your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. You got a self-explanatory microwave. light and fan above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn the light back on. Roll that back like that. Turn on your panel light. Turn that to flame. Let me turn your gas on. Again, put that to your flame right there. You may have to bleed your lines for a second. There we go. Just to get the gas turned on. Turn all of those on, light all those up for you. Just got to bleed the lines, get the gas going through the lines nice and steady, just like I said with your water. Do the same thing on your gas lines. Down on the bottom here, the same thing on your oven. Turn that to your flame, light it here. Just look down in there. Usually when this light's off, you can see the reflection of the flame. Before you turn it to your desired temperature, just make sure your pilot light's on. All this lighting, one touch up in here. Over here we've got your thermostat. We're going to turn on your AC. Get that running with a quick dump on those. Blast your cold air through here. Shut that off. You hear it shut off quickly. Now I'm going to turn on your furnace. There's your return for that. Now you will notice when I shut your furnace off, it's going to take a few minutes for that fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Over here also on this part of the wall, we've got on our ceiling our smoke alarm, and down here our carbon monoxide propane detector. Continuing here in the living room, we've got a table you can lift up from the metal legs. Remove the legs, put your table on the wooden lip, black cushions on top, gives you a whole nother sleeping quarters. Same thing over here with your sofa. You can actually lift this up and jackknife that down for another sleeping quarters. And of course, sleeping quarters of your bunks. Individual lighting here. Back into our bathroom. Just want to mention this is where your 110 with GFCI reset is. You do have a hand crank open power exhaust vent. There's your access panel to your plumbing for your toilet or for your bathtub. That's a nice deep bathtub. You can actually, someone smaller can actually bathe in it. Toilet, when you arrive at the campsite, flush this several times. Get a couple gallons of water down into your black tank. Your black tank will thank you later. But for not putting solid waste down into solid, empty black tank. You want some fluids down in there to break those things up. Lastly, we'll go back in here to the bedroom. Got storage underneath the bed. Separate television in here. There's a lighting. Here's a lighting in here. Remember, keep your door locked. Your bedroom door. Okay, just want to make sure it wasn't accessed outside in there. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to close the unit up. Start by locking this door. Secure your extra TV to the wall. So what I do is I come to my control panel, shut off my interior lights. Now any other lights that are on are accent lights that I need to walk through and shut off. All the lights are off. I'll turn them back on. Put your bag away. Looks like they kept a lot of manuals in here. Go through there, read them, get to know your trailer. Biggest thing you want to do is keep this thing dry. Outside, your seals, make sure they're all taken care of. Alright, doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Make sure that bedroom door is closed, of course. And when your slide is in all the way, you'll hear that little noise. That's just the mechanism saying, don't bring me any further. I mean all the way. So I just want to mention on your awning here, you only want to run that out until that flat falls down. You can see that bar. If you run that out further, that'll flip up onto itself and roll itself up backwards. Get ready to clean your awning, so I'm going to leave that out. On your steps, whether arriving or leaving, make sure you have the exterior door all the way open, otherwise this piece will catch on it. See how close it comes? Lock this in there. That's going to keep this from banging against your screen door. Before you leave the dump station, lock, deadbolt, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that to travel. Alright, for dry camping, come up underneath these steps here, campsite, dump our freshwater drain, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. Now, at the dump station, park accordingly. You're going to have an extra gray tank up front, then your black and grays in the back. First thing you dump is your sewage. So start in the back here, hook up your sewage hose, and pull that black handle. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come back out here, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook up to this black tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that tank flush valve open. Turn on that hose and let it run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Then close your black and pull your gray. It can be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. Usually while those are draining, we'll come over here, dump our low point drains, get all the water out of our unit. When that's done, close that gray up, take that clean sewage hose, switch it up, and come down to your front gray. Now when you hook up to this front gray and you start dumping, go ahead and go to the back to our hot water heater. If you're done camping for a while, if you don't want to leave stagnant water in here, come in here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, some hot water is going to come out of there. When it's done, push that down, otherwise your door won't close. And then pull your drain plug for residual hot water. I think that's 1/8. Alright, when them are all done and your last gray is empty, close that gray, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.